welcome you all for a webinar on the art of a beak. Before we proceed, I would like to introduce my team members present here, Rasika and Radha, and the organization. The Nature's Eye, powered by Wildlife Arc, is a group of nature enthusiasts who wish to share their knowledge and experience with the world. They strive to bring informative and educational content from the tiny living world to the city dwellers. Their motto is to empower environmentalists everywhere, which aims to create opportunities for budding environmentalists, people related to this field, and also the ones who want to join it anew through their various offline and online program. This webinar is one such attempt within the training and internship program, which we are part of. There are a number of such events in line as well. We would like to inform you that we are having a wildlife filmmaking expedition in the month of July and August, which further will be shared. We are also having a workshop on curious world of birds on the 25th and the 26th of June, which we have an exclusive discount for people presently here. If you are interested in joining, please let us know on the WhatsApp group by tomorrow morning. The current price is 500, but if you join, you will pay 409. Now coming for today's event, the webinar will focus on basic bird identification. We have two speakers, Rasika and myself. And I request all participants to keep themselves muted. If you have any queries, please type it down in the chat box. We'll take up all questions by the end of the session. Like I have said in the beginning, my name is Nonkula Kamsomi. I am from South Africa and I am a conservationist. Thank you once again, and over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, one and all. I am Rasika Kadam, who is going to present you today's event, More About Birds. Just to speak about myself, I am right now from Mumbai, and I have completed my degree from zoology, and I'm currently pursuing masters from biodiversity and conservation. Further moving on to our event today, more about birds. So birds, they are also called apes, the flying vertebrates with colorful feathers and many distinguishing characters. They are present all over the world. Who doesn't love to watch birds? And when it comes to our country, India, which is more diverse and has a great variety of birds. So with the great diversity comes the great variety. So India, the great land of diversity, has many areas where birds are present, which is also a diverse habitat, wetlands. So starting with these habitat, this area is often covered with water above the soil. This is called marsh or swamps. They support an aquatic life on land and animals. Aquatic life and land animals. Majority of migratory birds like flamingo are often visited to this land for their nesting and feeding habitat. We often visit beaches, which is also called as coastal areas. Birds like seagulls are observed at coastal areas. With a great extent of Indian coastline, many migratory birds also visit the western and eastern coast of India. These birds often feed on crabs, molluscans, and crustaceans. Moving on further, identification can be also based on forest. With a great variety of ranging forest in India, we have evergreen forest to deciduous forest, the Himalayan pine forest to deserts, which play an important role for the birds, for their habitat. We have often visited safaris and spotted many birds in forest. But how do these birds end up in forest? Covering over the 60% of bird population, they are endemic to forest areas and are dependent on it. Certain birds are found in the specific forest. High altitudes. Birds like eagles and kites are often observed soaring high in the sky. When you people visit very high hilly areas, you see these birds, eagles and kites flying high in the sky. So these birds use these high grounds to look their prey and hunt them. And we have seen documentaries from National Geography that eagle always nests itself on the cliff of mountains and on high treetops because they find it favorable and it is very comforting and safe environment to raise their chicks. Grassland. So one might have visited Madhya Pradesh. It is land of wildlife. Just like that, parts of Maharashtra and Himalayan plain is also covered in the lowland of grass that favors many birds for their living habitat. One is often known for great Indian bustard to be found in the lands of Madhya Pradesh. Just like that, migratory bird Amur falcon also prefers this habitat for its living. And like we humans, we welcome birds like crow and common myna to human habitation. These birds are often seen scavenging over the dirt and the dustbins, and they are well adapted to our city life. They are also commonly called as urban birds. But do you guys think that these all area identification can you all easily identify any birds from it? No. So, just like our human body, birds have certain parts which act as markers and helps an observer to identify the bird very quickly and easily. And this makes the birding very interesting. One can easily identify the birds with the help of such markers. For example, the common tailor bird has the presence of a brown crown, a rusty crown present from its beak towards its head region, which is often called as crown. A small bird present on the next picture is the black-naped monarch. The nape is often present on the top of its head. The black spot present on its head makes it easier for the bird, makes it easier for an observer to identify this bird. The next one is throat. Some birds have distinct mark on their throat. Just like this yellow-throated sparrow has a yellow spot present on its throat, which makes it distinct from other sparrow species to identify it. During the monsoon days, this kingfisher is often seen in our neighboring habitat. With its cooing voice, one cannot easily identify it, but with the white patch present on its breast, and it can be easily identified as white-breasted kingfisher. Often visiting on trails and treks, we often hear the sweet voice of Shama, but we are often confused that whether it's a crow or a great kokil. But the white drum present on its back makes it easier for an observer to identify black-rummed Shama. Bulbuls are often visiting our neighborhood these days, but many of them have distinct characters. This little bird is often observed from the red patch present under its tail. The birds can be also identified with such parts called as undertail coverts. The basic identification can also be done with the help of sizes and shape. Combination of sizes and shape is one of the most important tools for identification. Just like one can easily identify a sparrow and a flamingo with the help of its shape. Can any one of you help me to identify the following birds? From the participant, one of you can just put in the chat box which of the following bird is in the picture A. Okay, here we have the answers. Okay, yes, it's right. It's right. It's a flamingo. How about we guess another one from pointer B? Okay, I'm getting a very rapid response. Yes. Yes. It's an owl. Any guesses for the last bird that is present on the slide? Oh, I am thrilled with this audience. We have a sparrow as our last identification. So, just like the shapes play an important role for these birds, so do the colors. One can easily identify the color of the parrot and the color of the crow. The small kids are very thrilled with these wonderful colors present on the birds. The identification can be also interesting with the help of their another features, just like their beaks. The basic identification can be done with the help of beak. The first identification we have here is a nectar feeding beak. Some birds are often found feeding on the wonderful flowers growing in the garden. Their beak is bendy, slender, and tubular, which helps the bird to take the nectar from the flowers. They have a same thing. They do the same thing what the butterfly does to take its meal. Next one, we have insect catching birds. Green bee eater are often seen hunting bees, dragonflies, as well as butterflies. So how does this bird make his food interesting? Because of the presence of his beak, it is sharp and which makes it easier to catch its prey in the mid-air. Fruit-eating birds. Who doesn't enjoy watching parakeets sitting on any tree and enjoying its fruity meal with guavas? Yes, if you observe the bird correctly, the red beak is often curved and strong, which helps it to tear the fruits and eat its flesh and enjoy its meal. The grain-eating bird. Sparrows are often found specking on the ground in the search of seed. But how does the sparrow break the shell of such hard seeds? The sparrow's beak is triangular and the upper and a lower beak enables it to break the shell of the seed and enjoy its meals. The raptors. Raptor's beak is often seen curved and hook-shaped. It helps it to catch the prey and tear its flesh to enjoy the meal. Kingfishers often have the beak which is spear in shape. It helps the bird to catch fishes from the lakes or any water body in its mid-flight during the dive. Chiseling beak. Woodpeckers. We often hear the woodpeckers pecking on the wood. But doesn't this beak give him headaches? No. The beak is often sturdy and strong, which helps the bird to drill holes and make nests in the tree. This bird is often observed eating insects from the tree holes, and it also helps him to make the nests. That's why the carpenter is always ready to carve the holes in the tree. Greater flamingo. This bird has been seen visiting Mumbai in great numbers. So who doesn't love the pink flock of flamingos? The unique feature of its beak that it's a filter feeder. It is the bird often bends in the mud flat where the where the beak is submerged halfway into the mud flat, and the filter present on its beak helps to filter the crustacean to enjoy the meal. The birds can be also identified from their feet. If one observes correctly, the bird cormorant is often observed sitting on the treetops, which we can be thrilled and be confused for its identification. But if you see its feet, they are often flapped just like ducks. The webbed skin is present between the toes, which helps the bird to swim and catch its prey, like small fishes and crustaceans present in aquatic habitats. Perching birds. These family of birds is also called passerines because the presence of their feet is small and sturdy, which helps them to hold to the branch very firmly so that the bird doesn't fall off the branch. And hence, this is called the perching feet. Talons. One have might observe in the documentaries or from the hilltops that the eagles and kites have talons present as on their feet. This helps them to catch the prey very firmly and hold it till it is ready for them to enjoy as their meal. The identification can be also done from their wings and tails. Now I would like participants to be there to imagine themselves on a very top of the mountain, where somewhere on the high mountainous area. One can easily observe birds from the high mountains, such as raptors, also known as vulture, eagles, and kites. If you have ever seen a large bird flying over you, you can identify them based on their wings. One can identify the vulture with the help of the span of its wing and the fingers present at the end of their wings. Eagles. Eagles can be also identified with the help of their primary fingers present on the end of their wings. How often have you seen a flying kite? Participants? The black kite is often observed in our neighborhood. This bird can be easily distinguished from other birds with help of its tail, that is W in shape. So this can make its identification very easy. Kestrels. Kestrels are often observed from their tail shape, that is a fan-like shape. So this is a very basic identification that can be done from the bird for the birds. For more fun, please stay with us to the end. The fun doesn't end here. I would like Nonpileko to take over and engage our participants for more fun.
Thank you, Rosika. Yes, I will end here. Now it's time for the quiz. No need to panic. Questions are based on what you learned. So I'll ask a question and you can type an answer on the chat box. All right. Ready, set, go. Question 1. Which of the following bird has a nectar beak? Which of the following bird has a nectar beak? Is it bird A, or is it bird B, or is it bird C? If you know the answer, type it on the chat box.
Come on, guys. We have 60 seconds.
A nectar beak. A bird with a nectar beak. Which ones of these three has the nectar beak?
Okay, here comes the answer.
Yes, the answer is B. Congratulations if you managed to figure out which bird has a nectar beak. Now off to the next question. Question 2. Which type of feet is observed in Shikra? The type of feet observed in Shikra. Is it feet A, or is it feet B, or is it feet C? Which one of these three belongs to Shikra?
Okay, here we have the answer. That is, answer is C.
Yes. Next question, please. Where is flamingo found? Where is flamingo found? Is it habitat A, or is it habitat B, or is it habitat C? Where
And
is
we
flamingo
have
found?
the answer rolling in the chat box.
Keep the answers rolling, keep the answers rolling. Okay. I see a lot of B's. There's an A. Which one of these three?
And here comes the answer.
It's habitat B. Next question, please. Which bird is also called bird of prey? Bird of prey. Which bird is also called a bird of prey? Is it bird B, bird A, or is it bird B, or is it bird C? Which one of these three? Bird of prey. I see a lot of C's. Keep the answers rolling.
Okay, and here we have the answer rolling to option C.
Yes. Next question. Which of the following bird has webbed feet? Which of the following bird has webbed feet? Is it bird A? Is it bird B? Or is it bird C? I see a lot of A's.
And here we have the answer rolling to option A.
Yes, correct answer is A. Next question. Which bird can be found in a forest habitat? Think forest habitat. Is it bird A? Is it bird B? Or is it bird C? Which one is found in a forest habitat? I see A's.
And here comes the answer rolling to option A.
Yes, answer is A. And this brings us to the end of today's webinar. Thank you very much for attending.
So guys, here we have another exciting news about our upcoming event called as Curious World of Birds. We have our upcoming event, Curious World of Birds. Please join us on 25th and 26th June from the given time on the screen. To register for the event, we have our offer for 409 for the participants who have attended today's webinar. If you click on the site, it will give you the registration for 500. But for the people who have attended today's webinar, we have a special discount offer of 409 rupees. This offer is valid till tomorrow. So please register us, and if you want to register, you can just mention it in our WhatsApp group, which before that the link was provided to you too, and get registered, and you can enlighten yourself with more about birds. And this was just a trailer for this upcoming event. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we would like every one of you to join our main event. And if you have any queries, you can contact this WhatsApp number, and you can contact anytime. And I would like Aman to take over.
Okay, sure. So we have came to the end of our session, and I hope that every one of you enjoyed a lot and also got to know various things that added up to your knowledge. I would also like to thank both of our resource person that they gave us their valuable time and also imparted their valuable knowledge. I also would like to thank all our participants for being such a wonderful audience. We hope to see you all on our upcoming events. And the event that you all joined today is a part of a much larger event that is going to happen on the Curious World of Birds. So we hope to see you there too. And also one thing, we as the Nature's Eye have a very big event coming up ahead. That is the wildlife filmmaking expedition in the Western Ghats in the month of July and August. The seats for the event of June are full. So the next stop is the Amboli and the Coorg. So you can visit our website and check the travel with us section. We also have several early bird discounts and group discounts too. It's a very beautiful opportunity for wildlife enthusiasts like you to explore the Western Ghats, the beauty of Western Ghats, its scenic views with the team of Nature's Eye, and also document the elusive species that you found there. And also, you get a chance to get your work featured on our website. So what are you waiting for? Head on to the website and book your seats now. And we hope to host you there. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining this webinar, and we hope to see you ahead. Thank you, guys. And with this, our session ends.